Live your dreams out. Shine in the process.
Hello, loves. What's up? Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get over here and put the link up. Okay, so hi everybody. Thank you for showing up and coming to kick it with me. So this is gonna be an interesting topic. Hey Cent, hey BC Gamer, hey Nay Nay. I miss you too, BC. So we are definitely about to get into some things today. For those of you that don't know, I went over to the ARMONWIGGINS show today on his live, and he was discussing. Here we go. Let's get that done. All right, there we go. But he was discussing women aesthetically wanting to look like trans women. And we're going to get into it. So I want to start off this by saying I have nothing but love for the LGBT community, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to share my story. Hey Saint, I see you backstage. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and bring you up. It's okay. Hey babe. So thanks for joining me. So Cent, as I said, I went over on the ARMONWIGGINS show, and Cent Said It podcast actually came over and joined me during the conversation, which was a good conversation. It was that's what I meant to do. Okay. But it was a good conversation, a much needed one I'm not afraid of personally. But a couple of things got brought up concerning the word cisgender. What is it? Is that what it's cis woman? Is that what they be calling us?
Yeah, cis with the CIS. It was a cis. Remember that?
Yes, but it's pronounced.
But it's pronounced
like
cis.
SISS.
Right.
Why? Whatever.
Right.
But and we're gonna get into that. But I wanted to start this off again by saying that I have nothing but love for the LGBT community. And here's why. So when I was in high school, I lived with one of my cousins who was in a relationship with another female. So I'm very I want to say that and tell my story because I absolutely have no hate for anyone's preference on what they do in or out the bedroom. That's, I feel like, do you enjoy life? It's a short ride. Enjoy every second of it. Breathe all the air, baby. That being said, I definitely have probably a unique take on a lot of topics that come up concerning it. But what I want to say is, being in that type of environment, I saw love. I saw great relationships, friendships within the community. I saw people that had a genuine love for one another, and it was pretty much always a good time. I never witnessed any type of negative situations of arguments or anything like that. I did experience a lot of different personalities and a lot of confidence, a lot of realness. And I appreciated that experience wholeheartedly. I was very well taken care of. I was loved. I was safe. And I was free to be myself. And I know that that's not true for everybody concerning those situations, but that is my truth. Okay. Now, fast forward later in life, in my 30s, I was dating a man, and he turned out to be gay. And that was actually okay. And I want to tell that story. So I'm going to start right there. When I first ever met him, I asked him, "Are you gay?" And he was with his female best friend at the time. And he said, "No, I'm not gay." And she said, "Yes, I am gay." And so I never, when I ask somebody something, especially direct like that, and you say that's your answer, I don't automatically assume anybody is lying or anything like that. I just take you at your word until you show me otherwise, right? With your behavior, actions, or whatever. And during the course of that relationship, which did become abusive, he was hiding his truth. He was not ready to live in his truth. He wasn't ready to be his true, authentic self. And that's his right. Okay. But it was not his right to be in a relationship with me, or to be physically assaulting me in any capacity, because he was dealing with his own demons of and living a lie and trying to be in a heterosexual relationship, knowing that he was not a straight man. And I remember before me being in that relationship and ever experiencing that, I remember that a lot when a lot of men would come out, either from being married, having children, all that kind of thing. A lot of times the woman would be verbally attacked, as if it was somehow her fault that the man was gay, or she turned him, or she's so horrible. It would just be like attacks against women about it. And even before I experienced that, I just completely knew that was just not true. Okay. And I also just think that was very messed up. And I don't know if any of you remember, but there was a huge time, especially for Black women, where a lot of women were contracting incurable STDs due to men living what they called a down low lifestyle, where they were being in relationships with women, but cheating on these women with men. All right. So this is going to be a very, very blunt and frank conversation that we're about to have today. But I wanted to share that because I want y'all to know where I'm coming from. And it's all a place of love. I'm not bitter about what happened, but I do feel strongly about people telling the truth. Okay. Now in our generation, what a huge thing is what they call transgender women. And I'm going to say exactly what I feel. I don't have a problem with transgender women, okay? I don't believe that the word woman should be used. I feel like they are a very creative group of people, and I think that they could have utilized some of that creativity in coming up with what they identify themselves as. And the reason that I say that is because and again, this is not to everybody. I know, just like I know that when people say, I get offended when people try to lump women all together or Black women all together and name us as a type or anything like that. That is offensive to me. So I'm not lumping anybody. I want that to be clear. Like, I'm not lumping everybody into what I'm about to say. It's just I have heard this out of some transgender people's mouths, and I'm speaking to that effect. And I have heard them say that things publicly on the internet and things like that. I'll take your man. Creating a sense of thinking that there's a competition between cis women and trans women. And my feeling on that is that it's just there's not competition. I don't feel in competition. I've never felt like that about anybody, but I have had, my experience has been that there have been some people, even in real life, I have had experience with trans women that have been nasty, and I stand by this thing. Do you, boo? However you do it, however you want to, do you. But what you will not do is tell me that I am in a relationship with a straight man and that you can take my man, because at that very point, he is not straight. Now, Cent.
Yeah.
Let's start right there. I don't believe that a straight man will be involved in an intimate relationship or a sexual relationship with a transgender woman. How do you feel about that?
I feel the same way, and that's why I was waiting till you got through, because and like you said, we had just left the panel of ARMONWIGGINS where there were quite a few transgenders on the panel, and they were basically attacking us, and it was really hilarious for me and Dream, because we were just like, why are y'all so angry? It was like, if y'all were not there to see, I thought we were having a healthy conversation between transgenders and natural women, okay? Because the argument was that they are it's okay that they be called women, and we were telling them, but you're not a woman, and they were saying, but we are considered in our own truth. This is our truth, okay? Well, your truth doesn't make it right either. Understand? And I didn't want to be disrespectful to Amon on his panel, so I allowed him to run his show the way he run his show. But at the end of the day, I didn't agree with none of that he was saying, basically, and all that. Like you said, you throwing on around that, well, I can take your man. No, if you can take a man, then he was never a straight man, like you said, Dream, because a straight man is just that. He's not going to play around like that. You can't play with his behind part. You can't with none of that. There's no type of feminine in a straight man that is. So I was just like, it's mind-boggling to hear them keep saying that those things. Like you said, you're trying to intimidate a woman and be in competition with a woman by saying, well, I can take your man. You can't take my man, because the men that I deal with are straight, and they're not even going to give a transgender woman the time of the day. Understand? So again, like you said, Dream, it's a competition thing. But now the question is, because I wanted to ask this question, I didn't get a chance to ask this question with Amon, but I want to know, define a woman, okay? Because they went in the definition, wanted to define cis, and wanted to define, how about define woman? Because a woman, okay, let's talk about it. Let's define the difference between a woman and a man. You see what I'm saying? So transgender doesn't fit in that with a woman. It just doesn't. A transgender is not a woman, and they can say what they want to say on how they want to say it. I don't care. It's not. There's no comparison. There's a big difference. Just like Guest was on the panel, that the straight man that was on the panel, Guest, he was even trying to stress the point as, see how, Amon, how you broke down the difference between a transgender woman and a woman. There is a difference. And that's all we were trying to get them to see, is there is a difference. So quit trying to, like Guest was saying, confuse people and putting it together, because there's no togetherness in that at all.
Well, that's the whole thing with the whole cis woman as opposed to just woman. That's why do that. And I want to be clear about the term cis woman. So this term actually came about in about 1994. And it was added to the like Webster's dictionary and that sort of thing in 2015. Now, again, I stand by what I said. I don't have a problem with people identifying as whatever they want to identify as, right? I just don't believe that the word woman should be used.
That's all I'm saying.
I
don't
just
have a
because,
I'm like you. I don't have a problem with them saying this, that. It's the woman part for me that I'm stuck at, and I'm gonna continue. I stand on it.
And but it at the like for me, I just think that like if I don't believe in the, like a point that got brought up was that, well, women say that to women, that I take your man and this and true. Matter of fact, it's a song by City Girls. Matter of fact, that was the first song I heard by City Girls. I'll take your man, and I liked it. And I think City Girl.
They started something when they came out with that song, because all the transgenders, they was going around singing that song. You know, I'll take your man.
And here's the thing. Even singing that song, I mean, I don't think that everybody like you listen to that song, and I don't think it was like, I'm gonna go out and see, is you in a relationship? Oh, well, let me talk to you. I don't think it's ever like that. You know what I mean? I think it's, you know, but things can happen in life. They do. But when it comes to trans women, as they prefer to be called, I just don't believe that like a straight man has any attraction.
He don't.
That's what I
exactly.
Woman. And I think a huge point, which I did attempt to make during the show, was that, you know, these are the same people. Like it's like on one hand, it's okay for, and I'm just gonna be a character right now, okay? I'm a trans woman right now, okay, for a second. So as a trans woman, to be like, I'll take your man, Scent, and or I can go date this straight man, but I ain't gotta tell him that I'm a trans woman, and even though he's straight, because I know straight men want me. And I just feel like, now I'm not the trans woman anymore. But I just feel like that's wrong. It's deceptive. It's misleading, and it's not appreciated. I feel like when I talk to, if I'm talking to a straight man and I'm pretending to be a woman and he doesn't know that, and then I get into a relationship with this man and I go so far, whatever, I'm intimate with this man, and then he becomes angry when he finds out that I am a trans woman, or in the process of transition, or however, right? And he then wants to cause me physical harm. And I feel like Hi Sullivan, TS woman is a trans woman.
It's yeah, and when we speak on TS, we're talking about someone that has a penis that still has the penis attached.
No. Well, I wasn't talking about TS Madison. TS is just like trans woman, to use that instead of right now.
Oh, I thought you were talking about TS Madison. I was about to say, because remember, Armand had brought up TS Madison.
Yes.
That's why I thought he was talking about TS Madison.
Yes, and he said that's his trans mother.
Right.
And that's okay. But and there's nothing like, here's the thing. I feel like if you are a trans woman, yeah, that's something that has to be disclosed. And if you're saying that, so at that point, that if you disclose to what is a man that says, I'm a straight man, and you're a trans woman, and you tell him that, and y'all still he still pursues a relationship or connection or whatever with that person, I don't consider that a straight man. That's my point. I do not consider that a straight man. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with men dating trans women, but that is not a straight man. Does that make sense?
That makes perfectly sense, and that's all we were trying to get them to understand from a perspective on our end, because they was trying to convince us otherwise. When, like, come on now, at the end of the day, and it's one of those situations where, and a man, a straight man, like you said, is not even going to be attractive to another man. So if a man is attracted to another man, he's not straight. He's not.
And this is why I think that the whole this is where I think that the confusion comes in about well, Sullivan, I didn't use TW because I used the word woman. That's why. So it's T. That's why I use TS and then woman. But anyways, I digress. So at the end of the day, I don't feel like that's not a straight man. And even if he says I identify as a straight man, but you're not a straight man. And I think that that's the problem with this. Just like a lot of people got upset saying that because I said that it's a man. Like, at the end of the day, even if you transition to become, if a man transitions to become a woman, if you dig up that person's bones or whatever and DNA on them 100 years from now, they're going to say this is a man. Nothing changes that. Same thing for a trans what are they? A trans man, where a woman transitions from a female into a man. Same deal. 100 years or whatever, even 10 years, 5 years, whatever, and they dig that person's up, or they do the DNA or whatever on that person, even in now while they're alive, it's still going. That DNA is still going to say that is a woman. And so if there are any straight men, I would love to hear from y'all about, are you willing to date hi Dice, are you willing to date a trans woman? Do you consider yourself straight? Like that, because I just don't. But Dice, hi Dice, you gonna unmute? Would you like to speak? Hi.
Oh, when I get a chance, I was just going to pop in and say hello and then talk. But I was interested in the conversation, so I was just listening. I had something to add to the conversation, so I was going to add later. Hello, my name is Dice.
Go ahead and add now. You don't have to wait. We can get it.
Okay. Well, I would agree with you that if someone's going to date another person like that, then you're not straight. But when I was in the United States for forever, right? It was a very clear line, right? But over here in Asia, because I'm in the Philippines,
okay,
and then you got Thailand, and then you got Cambodia, all of them, all of the Asian countries, okay? Mm-hmm. You cannot tell. They're straight up looking like women, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, I own a pub.
Okay. A pub, and that's like a bar, y'all.
Yeah, that's a bar.
Yeah. It's like halfway in between bar and restaurant. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, and my wife is right beside me right here. She don't even know what the hell I'm talking about now. She's kind of looking at me. But we own this pub, and we have many of this thing you call TS working for us as waitresses. Okay, along with regular girls and regular guys, they're all college age kids. But over here, that particular category is called bakla. A bakla is a man male, excuse me, a male, but they're like straight up hot as you girls. I mean, they look like girls. They tell them.
So
Conversation to some people about something about about baklas. They call them TS, and aren't they hot? They're regular girls, aren't they?
Yeah.
Huh?
They are beautiful and sexy than the regular.
Yeah, like she was saying they look hotter than the girls. They act more feminine than women. Well, I'm sorry.
so
Yeah.
are they in competition?
First of all, hi, wife, and thank you for bringing up that point, Dice, because that is actually what the show was about. Was do our regular women trying to look like
The transgenders.
And you're saying that
trans
the
women
over there, that they look just like the women, and that like you even said looking even better than some, right?
Yeah.
That was the topic over there.
Now, as a straight man, have you ever been attracted to a transsexual woman, like without knowing that she was maybe trans?
No, because well, this is before I came over to Asia. Okay, I could tell. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm just about to say. A straight man knows.
I can tell. Shoulders, everything. I can feel it. I guess I can tell. Now that I've gotten over here, of course you can still tell a little bit, but they are very feminine. They're very soft spoken. They're just not. Oh, by the way, they're not like in the United States. It seems like they were kind of like flamboyant and out there and kind of. No, the girls, the baklas over here are real. It's like a librarian, like a little quiet little girl.
They laid back over there, huh?
Laid back,
okay,
and nobody oppresses them. By the way, it's very, very common to have a few baklas at the bank, at the grocery store, there is no per se. There's no they're LGBTQ. There is no like that. It's just she's a bakla. That's it.
Why do y'all call them baklas? What is the term of that mean?
What does bakla mean in the local language?
Bakla is the local language. Gay.
It means gay. Come on now. That's
okay.
That's a gay.
Oh, that's a bakla. That's a gay.
Yes.
But it's not a derogatory term because you call a bakla. Oh, girl, you a bakla? Yeah, they don't. There's no.
They're not offended.
They're not offended at all.
And you use a very specific word saying they're not oppressed over here. So over here in the United States, you feel like there's an oppression factor in the LGBT community.
I would think so.
Now we're talking because you make a lot of sense, guys. Please do. I know what he's talking about.
Dice, would you mind elaborating on that?
When someone is in any other category, by the way, than straight, you take on and you assume, well, not assume, you take on a stigma, and you got to fast forward to 2050, I guess. But right now we're in this transition phase where it's trying to be more accepted to be in what in the United States anyway they call it LGBTQ and all this. They need to stop all that. They need to come up with something more simpler. But over here it's just there's a bakla over there, and that's it. By the way, there's two different categories over here for the women. Either you're a bakla, a woman, excuse me, a male who has a penis who identifies as a woman, and you dress, you look, you hair, everything. They're just like a woman. And then there's also people who work for us at the pub. There are tomboys, two of them. One is named Jem. What is Jem's real name?
J. Marie.
J. Marie? Jem. And what's the other one? Kate. Caitlin. What does she call herself? Kate?
Kate.
Oh, she calls herself Kate. So Kate and Jem, they're tomboys.
See, we call those studs over here.
What? Say that one more time. Studs.
Studs.
Oh, studs. What did we used to call them back when I was a kid? I'm 57. We had a name for it. She's a Butch. Was that Butch?
Yeah,
back
we
in the
say
day?
that too. We say that
But that
too.
was a long time ago.
Yeah,
but,
that's way back.
well,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, and
1970s.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
over here, that's more considered derogatory.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. But now a stud is okay. They won't get mad.
No, they
No,
don't get mad at
no.
that. No,
Okay,
they
okay.
some of them prefer that.
Yeah.
Like back in the 70s, I mean,
It
a
was
stud,
bull
a stud,
dagger.
a stud or a butcher, a
A
girl,
bull dagger.
she would take her say that one more time.
A bull dagger.
Which is
Bull
also
dagger, yeah, like I heard that term before too. But they would take their T-shirt and roll up the sleeves with a pack of cigarettes in it in 1976. You remember that?
No, I've seen it. That's why I'm laughing. Yeah.
I was like 1970, what? But these tomboys are. Here you go. What's her girlfriend's name? Joy, right?
Joy.
Spelled what? Joi?
Princess Joy, the real name.
What's how you spell it?
Joy.
Joy? Okay, Joy, Joy. Now, Jem's girlfriend is a hot mess. She's a beautiful lady. Okay? And if some guy was to see her, he'd be like, "Hey, girl, what's going on?" Trying to hit up on her, but she ain't interested in him.
Right.
She's interested in Joy. Jem. Joy is interested in Jem. You know what I'm saying? They got it going on. Jem is like a dude. She comes to work. She works behind the bar. She'll help out serving if somebody needs to serve. She'll get over to buy the cash box and help people, the new people. And then she's bringing the bread. She's bringing home. She's the breadwinner. She gets on her motorcycle and goes home to Joy. You see what I'm saying? So
and how fitting to have a beautiful woman named Joy, because that's what it's about. Enjoying yourself in this life, having joy and peace in your home and with your person. And I feel like that's I feel like that's a beautiful thing, because it's not so much like from what you're saying, that over there is just like nobody really cares. It's just like you're just doing you. And I feel like it could be that way over here, but I feel like it's pushed so much in our face, and we have to say use this term, or this is an okay term, but this is derogatory, or and I guess for me personally, and this is just my personal opinion, I don't feel like it's not a big, I don't care what someone is doing in the bedroom. Like, I don't need to know that. I just need to connect to you on a human level, human to human. And I don't care about what you're doing in the bedroom. I don't care who you're doing it in the bedroom with. And I don't need to know. Like, and I guess that's how I feel about it. Hi, Fabio.
Hey, what's up, Fabio? Hey, but my deal is this.
Mm-hmm.
Jem comes to work. She's very knowledgeable about what's going on. She knows what she's doing. She helps other people, and she's just the type of person at work. You go, that's your number one person. You go, hey, that person's cool. They don't have drama. They know how to speak to other people. The new people, they help them out. I mean, she can get, if something comes, if we have an issue, she'll even jump into the kitchen and start making some the chicken fingers and helping the kid out, the new kid. Then she'll go back out to, I say, hey man, she's cool with me. She could be whatever category she want to be. He want to be whatever. She's all okay with me, man.
And I agree. I think over here the issue, especially right now, is first of all social media. And I think a lot of times people get on social media networks and they just say anything. And I think that they say things for shock value, or, to gain viewers and likes and clicks and that sort of thing. And I just don't find that necessary. And I think that it's become this thing where, like, transsexual women will make comments where they're trying to make it like women are in competition with them, or that we have this huge problem with them. And it's like, I mean, even as a woman, I'm not in competition with any person on this planet. I have never been like that. I have never looked at someone else and compared myself to them, or what they have or what I don't have right now, or what I have and what they don't have. I don't feel competition between other women. So I certainly don't feel competition with a trans gender woman or a transgender man. And a point that got brought up earlier was that the transgender men don't have that it's not an issue with men. And it's like, well, it wouldn't be one with us either, except for the things that come out of people's mouths. And when you make me feel attacked, or you feel like you have to beat me down in order for you to feel good and be up, that's a problem.
Because that's what was going on when we were on the panel. So we were the straight women on the panel being attacked by transgenders that were on the panel, because they were, thinking that we had a problem with addressing them as women.
Well, and here's the thing.
Okay.
And I feel like, okay, like which I said earlier. So I had on a unicorn onesie at the time when I was on there, and the whole time, this one specific person kept saying, you're trying to erase our existence, and we're fighting for our existence. You're not fighting for your existence. You are in existence. Mm-hmm. And try to really compare it to the racism that Black people had to endure in this country, and it is not the same.
It's not the same.
They tried to go there. Wow.
Yeah, they
like
did.
Black people saying that, Black people, there was a time when you weren't human and all of this. And I'm like, just for you to say that lets me know you don't know your history, because we've always been human, just like you are human, no matter what somebody calls you by. But if you are saying that because here's the thing, in which I'm not saying that they have to go back in hiding or anything like that, okay? That you are free to be who you are, but you can't get mad because I know that you are a man.
Exactly.
And I'm like, you are a man, and I don't want to participate in calling you a woman when I know that you are a man.
And that's all I was trying to say too. But they were like, oh, well, get over it. We're transgender women. We're here. Acknowledge us. Get over it. It was all that, and all I was trying to say was, I don't care what you call yourselves. And I know you to be a man. Okay. If you still have your penis, you're a man. So even if they don't have your penis, you were born a man.
And here's the thing, because the thing got brought up like, oh, well, I can't. There's women that can't have children, and I can't have children, and I know that, or whatever. And my thing is that it's never going to be the same. It's never going. Yeah, it's never going to be the same. It's just like what was that lady's name? Rachel Dozier, who was pretending to be a Black woman.
Yeah, I remember.
Y'all remember her?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember
pretending
that.
to be a Black woman, and it actually ended up in like a high position in the NAACP.
NAACP. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when everything came out, she's like, well, I identify as a Black woman, but you're not a Black woman.
Mm-hmm.
You do understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I see what you're saying.
So it's like, I don't have a problem with, it's just like, I can put on my unicorn onesie all the time, right? I can put that on every day. I'm still not going to be a unicorn, right? But if I tell you, no, you're going to call me a unicorn, or you're denying my existence, what are y'all going to tell me? That I have a mental illness?
Right, you're delusional. You have an identity crisis, and that's what I was saying on the panel. It's the identity crisis for me. Like they have an identity crisis. They're confused. It's like, how you gonna argue me down and tell me just because you want me to call you a woman doesn't make you a woman?
Mm-hmm.
Right, just like and I think that's the problem over here in this country. Like, I don't have a problem with it. Like I said, I don't care what you do in the bedroom. I don't feel like that's anybody's business. I'm certainly not at any point, and I'm a highly sexual person, and very vocal, but it's like you're not gonna know about. I can talk. You understand? I can talk about sex, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna tell you what I'm personally doing in the bedroom. It's none of your business, and that's my thing. I don't care. I feel like I love everybody because at the end of the day, we are human. That's it. That's it. It's not about what you're doing, and I'm not in competition with you because we're not comparable. And another thing that they began to say was that women aesthetically want to look like trans women, or we have a term over here called drag queens, and things of that nature.
Yeah, like flamboyant, over the top, kind of like nails and
and they're saying that women want to look like them, and I'm like, listen, here's the thing. I am a woman, and I have loved fingernails since I was literally a little child, like too young to be wearing false nails, but my mom would still get me the little press-ons because I liked them, and I always, so that was just even though I was only like 5 and 6 years old, she would still get me some and let me put my little press-ons on. And that didn't come, that wasn't something that came from me seeing a drag queen or whatever, because at that time, I didn't see anything like that, like in the 80s. And I know that they existed and were around, but it wasn't something that I was exposed to where it was like, this is why I want to do my nails, or this is why I want to put on high heels. No, that was just part of being a woman and seeing my mom get dressed up and put on her little makeup and her little clothes and her little heels and things like that. And so I just wanted to, that's normal. Like, that's normal behavior. I think both boys and girls would do that, put on their mama's shoes and play and stuff like that. It was never a big deal. I think that now we live in a society where this is pushed on the children, on the babies. It's in the cartoons. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
That, and so it goes so much deeper, and it's like, no, like, at what point do we say that, yes, it's okay for you to be you, but you don't have to attack me in order to validate yourself? And see, from what you're saying over there, they're already there. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. We could be there too. It's like, but you don't have to attack me to make a place for you. We live, it's an abundance of space and air here. We can all coexist. It's not a problem. You don't have to attack me and say and try to beat me down, or try to say, oh, well, I'm gonna call her a cis woman. And they say it, and the way they say it comes across as a derogatory term. That's why a lot of women are offended by that and will be like, no, don't call me cis. Don't call me a cis woman. Would you agree with that as a woman?
Yeah, and just like Dice was saying, see the difference between the transgenders over here versus where Dice is, I mean, basically they try too hard over here to be transgenders, when over there they're more humble, is what Dice is saying. They're more humble over there. They know who they are. They don't have to show and do all the extra stuff that transgender women do over here to try to make themselves and prove themselves to be transgender women.
Yeah, they just fit right in over here. There's no issue. So this was this a live stream or a podcast?
Yeah, this was this was on the ARMONWIGGINS. This was on his panel about an hour or so ago. And
was it safety in numbers? They had quite a few.
Yeah, he had 10,000. He had 10,000.
Well, to be fair, it's everybody. To be fair, yeah, because he is a part of the LGBT community,
right?
But they're just like, I'm a straight woman. I watch him, and plenty of us do. So it's like, yeah, and so there are women and men, but there are straight people basically that watch the show as well, and that's what I'm saying. It's real. It's not a problem. Like, we can coexist, but the problem becomes when you try to tear me down in any
Right.
capacity, or try to because I don't have that problem. Like, if I see, I don't care if you're a trans woman, I don't care if you're I don't care if you're a woman, I don't care if you're a man, I don't care if you're a trans man, and you walk around life and you feeling yourself, that's good energy. Love you. And when I encounter that, I got nothing but love for you. Now, if you loving yourself and being all that has to mean that I gotta dim my light, that's where the problem comes in. Because I'm gonna shine. Irregardless.
So there's this thing that I was going through some schooling and some classes many years ago, like 1987, something like that, right? And in the class, the professor was trying to get across that in film and television and radio or whatever, for you to get when you first sit down in a studio in a movies, back in the old days when we used to go to movies, they're trying to get you to, at the beginning of the movie, to let go of your sense of reality, and you got to try to make that quantum leap into the film, into the movie, and it's called suspension of disbelief, because you can disbelieve things that are just like you. I know you got a penis, right? But if you can suspend your suspension of disbelief, I can go along with it for the most part. All right. Okay, so there's a movie a long time ago called Risky Business, right? And in that movie, this guy was a young kid, high school kid, and he's trying to experience a woman, try to be with girls and stuff like this, right? He's a high school kid. And some guy did it for him because he didn't want to do it, called the phone number, and a hooker showed up at the house. And he was a white guy, Tom Cruise's first movie. He's a white guy, and he's in this rich family's house that went on vacation. They left him home alone to go to college, high school, because he's trying to go to college. And guess what happened? This TS man shows up, and he's a 6'3" black man with muscles in the movie. It was supposed to be for a comedy, right? For comedy effect. And this guy's a big old strong black guy, and he goes, "Joel, let me in," because he knocked on the door and he saw it was a huge ass black guy. And he goes, "I know what you want, Joel. You want a beautiful little white girl, and they got lots of them. I have friends, and I'll send one over, but you're gonna have to pay me for coming over here." So he paid him the money, and then he got a little white girl to come in, and that's how the movie started, with Tom Cruise and this little girl and the Porsche and all this other stuff. I say that because here, to get to this long point, some people, you can make the quantum leap with them, over here anyway, because they're very attractive and they're very soft-spoken and nice and pretty. But if you got by the way, this is the Bachler category, but for me, there's two categories in the United States. There's a lady boy, so to speak, who's very feminine looking. And then you got the one who showed up, "Hi, Joel, open the door and give me my cat fare and I'll get you a girl here." You can't have some big dude with high heel shoes on and a dress and a wig with a deep voice talking about, "I identify as a woman. You got to call me a woman." That's hard to do. It's hard to make the quantum leap. Some people don't play it. They don't do it. They're not. They don't come across as They don't come across as a woman. I don't know.
Oh man,
Dream, do you have the clip to play that I sent you to? Those the last two. One is 30 seconds and one is 43.
Let me get over here. Instagram.
But for the
yeah, go ahead. Y'all can go ahead and talk for a minute.
This is before. I was in the Army for 32 years. Okay, so in the Army, you're kind of sheltered away from a lot of stuff. I'm going to try to figure it out. I think it's around about the year 2000, I think, or a little bit after that. People start, the transgender thing started coming on strong. Okay, maybe 2003, 4, 5, I don't know, but it started coming on strong. and people were just coming out the closet or whatever you want to call it. You got to identify as whatever. You have to call me whatever. But I'm telling you, in the Army, since 1983, almost as back as far as I can remember, if somebody had a little sugar in their blood or some dude, whatever, we're all in the Army. We're all shooting these weapons. We're all trying to survive. You do what you want to do on the weekend. You go on over there and hang out at the Blue Oyster bar or whatever you want to do. But when we come to work, we all working together. Nobody ever discriminated against anybody before. I think it was Bill Clinton, and then after Clinton, it was Obama.
Obama was the one who passed the law. Obama was
the law. Okay, he said the one. Wait a second. Obama actually solidified it and passed the law, but before him, Bill Clinton said, "I'm not going to do a law, but you just don't ask, don't tell, don't bother nobody." Right?
Right.
Don't ask, don't tell. Before he even started that, we had already, I guess, unofficially in the military, you just don't bother nobody. Just make sure you come to work and do your thing, and there'll be no drama. There's nobody going to bother you in the military. Now, there's a need for someone to come out and go, "Hey, this is what I am. This is how I do it, and you will identify me as this and that." Now, I think it was better when you just left it alone, because now, you're trying to do something in the military. You're trying to do a military job. You're focused on something. It doesn't have to be military. It could be at the financial place, at the bank. It could be at a real estate agency, whatever it is. Walmart, whatever you're doing, you're focused on work. Why we got to be all into this?
That's all I was saying.
See, and
I'm a boy.
That's why, guys, you should have been on the panel with us.
Guys, this is the point that I want to speak to that. Like I said, I don't care what someone is doing in the bedroom. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. I think that is what's wrong over here in this country. That it's like that has to lead. If that makes sense.
And they gotta press that up on me and try to convince me that you this way, and I don't care.
And you know who got it bad right now? I feel sorry for these folks. My goodness. HR. Whoa. Good grief, they got it bad over in HR. You got it before. You only had to deal with race relations and this and that. Now you got all of this what do you call it?
In management.
No, damn, forgot the word now. Your agenda. No, not agenda. Your it has to do with sex.
Your gender.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said agenda. Yes, your gender. Thank you, Drew. Your gender. Now you have these gender rules and everything that HR has to do, and it's just made their job so much harder.
Right.
I fill out an application today. It must be crazy.
And like, here's the thing. Like, I just feel like it doesn't have to be a situation where it's like pressed so much or imposed so much upon everyone else. If that's what you're doing in the bedroom, that's fine. But I don't feel like you have to lead with that. Lead with the fact that you're just human and go there. I don't care. I really don't care if I see a man wearing a dress. I care when you then I was working this job at a factory, and there was this guy, and he dressed as a female, and that's fine. I don't care. But I remember being at work in the bathroom, and he walked in the bathroom, and I just remember that feeling of being so uncomfortable that I was then trying to find in myself, like, if I had to use the bathroom and I seen that person maybe go into the bathroom, where I'm gonna like hold it and wait until I see them come out before I go in. And
Now you're altering your life.
That was just my own personal level of, being uncomfortable. And I didn't say anything. Like, I didn't go to management about it or anything like that. But come to find out, I wasn't the only one that was feeling that way. And apparently some people did go to management. It became this whole thing where it was like, no, you have to go to the men's bathroom.
Yeah, they addressed it.
I remember I didn't know how to feel at that time, if that makes sense.
But Dream, that's a society thing. If you're in a certain society, like the Western United States society, men go to the men's bathroom by gender, by your birthright gender, not something that you made up, okay? Or it's made up, I'm sorry. Because it's not being fair to those people, because anybody can listen to this podcast. That's what you identify as. Okay, I got it. But you have to go with what you were born as in order to make everybody feel comfortable. In the West.
And now over here, what they are doing in some places, I think New York is one of them, where they are putting unisex bathrooms and things like that, where they're
so there's a third category. You're saying I'm from New York also. So you're saying I ain't been back in a long time. So you're saying that there's a male, a female, and another one, or are they making them all like over here? There is no. They're just
okay.
Unisex.
So now let's talk about that, Dice. So over there is no gender bathroom. Just men and women go into the bathroom at the same time or whatever. And there's like, so there is no like a women's bathroom and a men's bathroom. Just everybody can kind of go in at the same.
But the transition point is at the sink. You can go to the sink. You can look at yourself in the mirror. You can wash your hands. You can do whatever, and you can go over there and use the side urinals if you're a man, and then you go to the little stalls if you're a woman. See, because everybody's in that little transition space, and you can still chit chat. We're at the pub, chit chat. You know what I'm saying?
It's different.
And I think it's a comfortability thing too. Like, hey, room shaker. Hey, love. I think that it's I think it's just a comfortability level over here. Like, even when I'm at home, like, I guess like at home, if I have a male friend over, I'm not going into the bathroom with him. We're not going to be in the bathroom at the same time. We're not going to use the bathroom at the same time. He's going to go in the bathroom and close the door, and and then if I have to go, I'm going to go in and close the door or whatever. And I just feel like, for me, especially in public, if I'm like that, even in my home, I feel like in public, I don't know, I'm not comfortable being in the bathroom with random men. I don't know you never know what someone's intentions are, right? Yeah. And to the point that you were speaking of with the risky business, how the character Jackie in there, was this big, bulky black man, dressed in women's clothing. And it's that kind of thing. Because what's to say that a man that is not even really a part of that community, what's to say that, a predator can't just put on a dress and be able to go into the women's bathroom and end up, causing someone harm. And it was like, well, they could be in that bathroom because they were dressed and they identify as a woman all along, and come to find out that no, they didn't. This is a predator, and they figured this was a way that they could freely go into the women's bathroom, and So
thank goodness we didn't have this mentality. Thank goodness we didn't have this mentality right now. When Ted Bundy was running around in the 70s, he would have had a field day.
Right.
But what do y'all think about in the school? So not because let's talk about it, because this was a big thing here, Dream, in the schools, because they had where they were going to make it to where if you were transgender, you were allowed to go into the women's bathroom. And then parents, there was a big uproar about that because parents had a problem with that. What do you all think about that? Because who wants their children to be confused like that? So that was a big uproar here in the United States too.
Yeah,
I just think you got to go to your assigned place.
Well,
it's just
over here there's an agenda for the children, unfortunately, where they are, trying to non-binary them and things of that nature, which I don't, I don't feel that that's appropriate. I feel like I don't have a problem with anybody choosing to transition or anything like that. I just think that it needs to be something when they are old enough to actually, I feel like it should be like there should be a law against them being able to do hormones and all of that stuff as teenagers and children. I don't feel like, I mean, when I don't feel like children are mentally mature enough to make
to understand what's going on. Right.
Yeah. And you could feel like, I mean, because I remember when I was in middle school and I dressed in a way that what people would call tomboy. I liked button ups, polo shirts. That was like pretty much my everyday attire, kind of baggy clothes. And people that grew up in the 90s, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because a lot of us girls had that style where we wore baggy clothes, we wore buttons.
Y'all were like the TLC.
Yeah.
And then and that's how I was very strong on that. So 6th grade, first part of 7th grade, that was, how I was dressing. You know what I mean? Very big on the gym shoes and that sort of thing. Now, as I came, I'm growing, I'm maturing, and by the second half of 7th grade and going into 8th grade, I became extremely girly. You know what I mean? I got my nails and my hair is always done. I'm dressing in cute clothing, maybe a little more form fitting, and wanting to show off my little shape and things like that. And my point in saying that is, as children, you go through different phases. You might like this right now, but you also may grow out of that. And my problem is that when these children are saying, "Oh, well, I want to be," okay, take a little boy says, "I want to be. I'm a girl. That's how I identify. I'm a girl." And they feel like that way, right? And that's okay, because kids have all kind of different feelings. We have great imaginations, as you should. My problem is what happens to these children when, they felt that way at 15, and now they taking these hormone pills and this, and experience, because you're already going through hormonal changes. Let's be clear, as a teenager already.
Automatically.
Right? So then you're adding to that you are doing something to alter that before they've even actually got to go through those hormonal changes. So then what happens when they're now older and they're like, I don't feel the same way that I felt then. And now, right, you've got a whole slew of other problems because you've been on these hormones and all of this stuff.
Bounce your stuff back and let
Yeah, and see, this is the side that they're not talking about, because now a lot of people that have transitioned, women that have transitioned to men, men that have transitioned to women, that are now coming out saying, "Hey, I wish I had not done this, and this can't be undone," or now I have all of these health problems and things that are unfixable because I went this path, and now there's no help for this. And I think that the other side is so glamorized, and because it's this agenda being pushed, that you can
unbinary yourself.
Yeah, and the reality is that you can't. And I literally I ended up seeing like a clip. I was actually trying to find it too. But this woman, she transitioned to a man, and she now is suffering from all sorts of health issues.
Yeah.
And I was just so sad for her, saying that,
I saw that.
she wished that, maybe there had been counseling available to her before she transitioned, because now she has all of these health problems that are unfixable, and she can't afford to fix them, and basically that cut her life expectancy down. And I said, why isn't this being as publicized as the agenda for people to do this? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, back in the day, well, fast forward to now, if you were wearing some baggy clothes now, they'd be trying to talk to you at school, trying to preach to you, hey, yeah, don't you identify as this? And they would have been trying to talk to you.
Right.
I don't know as far as surgery, but they would have definitely been trying to talk to you about what do you identify as, and they shouldn't be talking to you about something like that when you're 14, 15, 16. Maybe Congress needs to debate this and go, okay, we're not going to let any legally, no one will be able to transition until, just like driving a car, drinking.
You're 21 or something.
21 or something, whatever that is. They might say 18, 19, 20, whatever it is. It's got to be out of high school. So that's what, 19, 20. Congress has to debate this, because if not, you're going to make a lot of mistakes.
And here's the thing, and I do want to say this because there's also, and not to be discounted, because I'm a person that has always known exactly who and what I am. I've always known that. Other people, the adults in my life, they couldn't influence or sway me one way or the next. I was who I was, and it was like, you're gonna deal with it. So I get it, and I get when they feel like that, and that's okay. I just don't think that it's okay for them to begin like the actual transitioning process as a child, because what happens if you decide later that, oh, I was really so into that at the time, or I thought that I was this way or that way. But
prime example is Dwayne Wade's son. Prime example, the example of what you're talking about, Dream, is Dwayne Wade's son.
He wants to go back now?
Well,
they want him to train. So the situation with Zaya is that she's under 18, and
but Zaya was really young in the beginning. What I'm saying is how his decision was disturbed. It should have been guided properly by his father. That's what I'm saying. That's the point that I think you was trying to make too, Dream.
Well, so here's the thing with Zaya. I love the fact that when Zaya, I love that she had a safe space to be able to express herself, because that part, a lot of people are not afforded that safe space. A lot of people in the LGBT community, they were not offered that safe space within their home where they could go to their parents or their family and other loved ones that were adults and say, hey, this is who I feel that I am. And then that was embraced. It would be more of a, they weren't able to express that. So they held that in, which caused a whole different other level of pain, which I don't feel is right. But in the Zaya case, I feel like it was beautiful that they embraced her and allowed her to be who she is. But I do not agree with her being able to transition to a woman before going through puberty and going through all of the normal changes that a child goes through in those teenage years. I don't agree with any child under 18 because that's still a child. I do not agree with anybody under 18 taking hormone pills or transition. I do not agree with that on any level. I think that they do deserve grace and love and freedom to be exactly who they are, but I do not agree with the whole the hormonal and the changing process. I don't agree with that for children at all in any capacity.
I can't even get with the calling him or her. I'm not even entertaining that. That's where I am, and that's the whole topic of even from Amon show earlier, is that they want us to call them the her and the women, and that's not what I'm going to do, because you're not. That's what the whole conversation was about, is that you're addressing them as such.
Yeah, and but here's the thing. I think that that's never gonna change. I think that this whole thing, like with even with it being like this whole fight, I still feel like, just like with Zaya, I still feel like that's still a
little
boy.
boy. That's a little boy, and I'm not addressing no little boy as her. No.
See, and I and I can see how you feel strongly about that, and that's the thing that people are. That's always gonna happen. That's always gonna be an issue, no matter how many times we have this conversation, no matter how many times this goes on. That's always going to be an issue. Do
And
you
this is
Yeah,
understand
a
what I'm
they
saying?
this is a new thing, by the way, for the United States. So let me tell you something that we, me and my wife, we have noticed this over here in Asia. And I'm not just talking about the Philippines where I'm at right now. We've traveled all over Asia to the other countries. Are you ready for this? These people are making these decisions now, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Even if they're like you said with Zaire, okay. Even if they're a little bit older, let's say they transition at, they want to do some hormones and transition at 21, okay? I'm
Mhm.
telling you, over here, the folks who, and then it's highly acceptable, okay? The folks over here, once they get, I don't know what that golden age is. Everybody has their different age. When you
Right.
get to a certain age, it's not gonna end well. You see what I'm saying? It's not gonna age
Yeah.
well because you done did some hormones, you done did some
Mm-hmm.
surgeries. Your
Mm-hmm.
body naturally will do some
Mm-hmm.
things when you right. It's just natural. Your body's gonna do a couple of crazy things to you when you're like 40, 50, 60.
Mm-hmm.
Your body's gonna do that. And if you had some surgery and all this, you should see some of these beautiful looking lady boys and baklas when they're 45 and 55. It
That's what I
it
was going to ask you. So, how are they looking? How do
it
they
it, it,
look at that
it,
age after they've had the surgery back 20 years ago? Now, with 20 years later, they're in their 40s, almost 50. How are they looking now?
it don't look good.
That's what I'm saying. It's the same way with the surgery over here with the women getting the BBLs and all that other stuff. They don't realize that,
Mm,
that's all in fan and look good now. But when you age,
yeah,
you're gonna be having an old face, because one thing about it, you can't change that face. There's certain parts of your body you're not gonna be able to change. The neck, the face, those things you're gonna be.
yeah.
You still get certain surgery, but you're still, the age is going to be there, and then it's not gonna look good. You got a big old
Mm,
booty,
yeah.
and then
The butt does not look good when you get old. It's gonna they have
you got an
you might have
old.
to go you might have to go in there and do more surgery and scar
That's right.
tissue, and it's a
Well, the
mess.
surgery thing, and let's be clear, because I don't even think that that's just a trans issue with the whole surgery thing. I think the same thing with women getting surgery and all of that. I think that there should be
You gotta be
uh
careful.
I think that there should be therapy
Yep.
required before you get any type of surgery, whether that's a breast augmentation, a BBL.
So name some people who clocked out early over silliness. Kanye West's wife, mom, right?
Yeah, and then look at K Michelle. She reversed hers because it was giving her health problems.
Mm, mm.
Yeah, and we're gonna get into that in just a minute. And I because there's a female influencer. I'm gonna pull her up in a second. But I wanna play this. Let me get the mute off. This is a you know what? I'm just gonna let it play. Hold on.
It's lovely. I had a neighbor confront me for using the women's restroom. I lived here for 4.5 years. Everyone should know that I'm a trans woman.
You know what? I'm just going to say it because I'm afraid that if nobody says anything and stands up for this type of behavior, then scared women and girls are going to be the ones paying the price for this. When are we going to draw the line? Because the idea of a grown-ass man walking in after my daughter to the locker room or to the restroom or whatever horrifies me. And it should for every single parent out there. All this looks like to me is a way to push predatory boundaries. Biological women's right to privacy is being challenged by this ideology. And society is trying to become so inclusive all while simultaneously excluding and disregarding the real fears and boundaries that biological women have.
Hold on, because I want to ask
It's lovely. I had a neighbor confront me for using the women's restroom. I lived here for 4.5 years. Everyone should know that I'm a trans woman. I've always been known as Kaylee. I've always used she, her pronoun.
That is absolutely preposterous. Absolutely preposterous. And here's why.
Okay, so I can't find the whole video. I want just him. I wanted just him, but everybody's just talking over it. But that's okay. That was good enough. So with him, the whole situation was that he says he's a transgender woman and he's lived in that apartment for 4 years. And the problem was that a woman had her child, that was a female child. And yeah, she had a problem with him going in the bathroom, and they said something to him. And he went on this rant and he ends up going off on them, okay, yelling. And then he tries to justify saying, I blinked out. I didn't even know that there were children. No, unacceptable. And
yeah, that's unacceptable.
This is the real problem that I have. And the first video that I played when she, the sister was saying that, you know, it's almost like in order for them to have their freedom, that then mine is taken away. And that's not okay. Because if you have a right as a transgender to feel comfortable going to whatever bathroom, I should have a right as a woman to feel comfortable to go to the bathroom. And the fact that you have a full bearded face and, you know, you're saying that you are a woman, and like, that would scare me. And I'm a grown woman. Do you understand what I'm saying? So imagine how a little child is going to feel in that situation. Yes, I'm scared. Yes, I'm confused. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, very confused.
Yeah.
And this is not an attack on their on you know, his appearance or anything, because women suffer from PCOS, and we can have facial hair and things like that too going on. So it's not that, you know what I mean? But this is a real fear that I feel like as biological women that some of us have. Not all of us have it. Some like a lot of women will say, hey, don't have a problem in the world with that, right?
Right.
But for me, I do, and it makes me uncomfortable. It places me in an uncomfortable position. Earlier when I was talking about the guy at the job, you know, he wore wigs and had his nails done and all of that, and he identified with me. And but let's be clear, that is a man, and I have seen that same man fight women.
What?
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
And so, like, that's why I feel like there has to be a clear line drawn, like where they can call them, they can be, I don't think the word woman should be in there, because you are a man. And me arguing with a woman and us getting into a physical altercation and we are two women is not the same as a physical altercation with a transgender woman. That's not the same. It's not the same, and it'll never be the same. That is still a man, and that is a man attacking me.
Yep. Yeah. So, and you know what? We should have brought that up, because that's a whole nother topic. So what they were saying when they want us to call them women. Okay, so it's the same. So y'all want us to look at y'all as a woman if y'all attacking me? No, I can't look at you as a woman if you're attacking me. You still a man. I wish we had thought about that to ask them that question and see how they felt about that.
I'm wondering if they're gonna.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, and that's the thing. Like even when it's in conversations with trans women, like in person, like let's be clear, if that escalates, it's not again, that is a man trying to get into a physical altercation with a woman.
Mm-hmm. But you still want me to address you as a woman and look at you as a woman, and even though you're attacking me? No, at this point now I gotta handle you like a man. If I'm if a man was attacking me, now I got to, defend myself as such. I can't defend myself like you a woman and try to fight you with my hands like you're a woman. Now I got to get something, because now you're a man. You still a man, but you want me to address you as a woman though. Outside of that, like make that make sense.
And that brings up a perfect point when it comes to sports.
Exactly. I can't.
When are they gonna correct that sports thing? Because that's not right. Women's sports right now is destroyed. It's destroyed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I know, even at my age, I mean, I can get in there and get into a women's sports, and I think I can do pretty good at something when it's unfair, and I shouldn't even be in there. I shouldn't even be playing sports.
Yeah.
I think that this country is out of control. Just like, I don't know if y'all have heard of this, but there are people that are making themselves disabled. Like, these are full able-bodied people that are making themselves disabled, and they are calling themselves transable. So like at some point, all of this has to stop, because it's like
you're trying to force something upon me. You're trying to force the society.
All these categories,
upon me. Exactly. There you go, Dice. A bunch of categories. To me, that's all a part of division again. It's still dividing us as a people. That's all. It's still a form of division.
And
man, next time you gotta send me that link.
Yeah, I'm Dream, next time, yeah, you make sure you send them the link next time when Armand them is talking about that, because I really wish they could have been on on that panel.
I don't think that's definitely not an everyday thing, but it was a great conversation, and I went up there because I did want to participate in it, and the reason why is because so many times I hear stuff on social media or see trans people saying things or making comments, and it's like, listen, because me personally, like, I just love everybody. I don't think on that it's hard for me to think on that level. It's like I don't have a problem. I don't care if you wear a dress. If you look beautiful in it and you're feeling yourself, then I'm feeling you too. But just know that I still know that you are a man, and that's just it. It's like I don't feel like I have to call you a woman, but if you feel like that, that's fine. I feel like I'm a god. I don't go around telling people call me God. Do you understand what I'm saying? I just walk around
and that's what they want us to do. They want us to say, okay, if I come in the door and I'm dressed like a woman and I'm a man, let me be a woman, address me as a woman. But no, I'm not gonna do that though. I'm gonna address you as who I know that you are, and you was born a man. I'm gonna address you as him. I'm not gonna say girl. I'm not doing that shit. No, I'm not. I'm gonna say, look here, boy, please, or man, it's not gonna be girl. It's not.
I think it's like, and here's gonna be an unpopular opinion, but it's like forcing someone to go along with a mental disorder.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it's boiling down to over
here. You're right.
And I mean, I just don't think that's okay on any level. On any level. Like, I feel like whatever you want to, like, but you don't get to force anyone.
Force that on me. Like, I'm supposed to just deal with it, and we hear and deal with it and all that. That's what we was getting. Like, okay, well, this is the new.
We're queer.
This is how it is. We here. Deal with it. Okay, but shit, that don't mean I'm going to address you. You still a Damon. You is still a boy. Okay.
Yeah, it's like it's still a boy, and it's still a man, and like I said, like if that's how you act, if that's what you feel inside, and you feel like I'm a woman,
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
Mhm.
that's okay. But you can't force me to participate in it. Is what it boils down
That's
to.
all I'm saying. You're not gonna force me to partake in it. And you can say what you want to say and all that, and I'll take your man and all, because the men that I deal with, they are not going to even look at another man in that form of fashion. You can't even play with straight men booty in the bedroom, okay? You better not even touch the crack, okay? They is not having it.
They're not having it.
So I ain't trying to hear none of that. I deal with straight men, and they ain't trying to. Man, I wish. I got a bunch of male cousins too, and I can't wait to have this conversation with them, because man, they gonna be like, man, I wish they would try to tell me to call them call them her or address them as she. No, you're a man, you're a boy, and that's just what that's gonna be, homeboy.
I agree,
Homeboy.
and Nene, that's
Oh my
exactly what
God.
I was saying. That there is an agenda, and that's what my problem is. I don't have I feel like it's
They
everything
are Nene.
is being forced.
It is. It is.
Forced, and that's never a good thing. Like you can certainly do whatever
Do what you want to
but I don't feel like you can force me to
accept
participate
it.
in it. Yeah, like it's still gonna be he,
It's still gonna be he and him. Yeah.
sir,
Sir. Yeah.
man.
Period. It's not gonna
Even
be
right now,
girl.
which I've been I've repeatedly been telling people this, that even now what's going on is that they are even which somebody brought up on that panel over there, saying that when you refer to God, you call it a he. And
Yeah, I heard that.
they're actually
I just left that alone, because I don't even speak on
God. No.
don't even bring that in there. But yeah, they was like, y'all the type of people that call him call God a him.
Here's the thing though with that.
Like,
They are now trying to change that to replace God with they, them, their.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying, like, so at what point does this stop? Because see, I look at spirit, and here's my thing. I look at spirituality the same way that I look at sexuality. It ain't none of your business what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, or who I'm doing it with. You know, if and that being said, I don't go pushing anything down anybody's throat. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dictating what name you call God or how you address God, or anything of that nature. It whatever your path is your path, and that's your personal business. It has nothing to do with anyone else.
Right.
I love you anyway.
Right.
My job is to love. All I know about God, I don't care what names or whatever people do. That's your personal business. It's none of my business. What I know God to be is love. And what I know that I'm on assignment to do on this earth is to love. And I don't care who you are. That's it. None of that matters to me. I love you anyway. But what you're not gonna do is make me try to call a man a woman.
A woman.
No, you're a man.
Mm-hmm.
A woman is not gonna make me call her a man.
A man when I know she's a woman.
You are a woman, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's it. And I say that with all love.
Yep. I agree. I'm with you. I stand with you, sister girl. Because I'm not supposed to be over there talking about girl.
And I'll embrace you. And I'll embrace you. And I'll take care of you. But I can't. Yeah. But I don't address like these guys that work for me. I don't address them as boy or girl. I just call them what the names are, and they know what the category is. So we can get by on that. But they're still those girls are still boys.
Exactly.
Oh no, I don't want to do that. That's what I want. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me see if this.
Supposedly is what y'all are saying. Supposedly is what y'all are saying. Supposedly
It's the one. It's the one with 30 seconds and 43 seconds, not the too short one.
Okay. Refer to themselves as a man. Okay. Or anything like a man. Okay.
Okay, those was the last. Oh, that's the only two I got.
No, you got sent 2 more.
Oh, they didn't come through then.
Go check. You check your
my personal one.
Yeah, the personal.
Yeah, I did. That's it. That's all. Only 2.
Hold on.
But meanwhile, hold on. Let me get up here because I did want to, like I said, with the whole surgery thing. I don't. It doesn't even like I feel the same way about every. Hold on. Let me see something if it comes up. No, that's not what I want.
Wait a minute. I'm seeing it again.
Okay, this is what I want. This tab. So this influencer who goes by the name of Mary Magdalene says she wishes she never got plastic surgery. Quote, "It's not worth all the time, money, stress. My body can't recover the same anymore." And she says, "I'm so sick of this surgery BS. I'm trapped now for who knows how long, because you will get something done in hopes to, quote, fix something, but then the doctor can mess up. I am burnt out from this lifestyle. I wish I never did it. I wish I never did it. Not worth all the time, money, stress. My body can't recover the same anymore. I just want to live a normal life now. I can't, and I'm not asking for pity." And I know people will be like, well, that's on the excessive side, but no, look at this. Do you understand? Like that's body dysmorphia, and she shouldn't have been allowed to do that. But we live in a world now where it's like, well, if you have the money, you can go get breast implants, or you can get plastic surgery on your face, or you can get your stomach taken off, or you can get your butt enhanced. And I think that like we really have to get to a place where we just love, you know what I mean? Love, learn to love yourself, love to learn who you are, and not all this excessiveness, because this is the reality. And I feel like in the coming years, I feel like this next 10 years, this next decade, we are about to see a lot of people that have had surgeries. We're going to hear about a lot more of them transitioning to the non-physical because of the toll it's taken on their body and things like that. And that's the part that they're not talking about. Do you know what I mean? Now, guys, you said over there that that they look like them. Is the surgery a big thing over there? So, like, are they like the baklas? Are they, do they have breast implants? And
yeah, that's what I want to know. Are they more feminine over there? Because I know you brought up the fact that they just kind of like be themselves more over there. They're more like laid back.
They're not doing surgeries.
So so they looking more tomboyish than feminine?
I think this is the thing. God did not create all of us equal. Okay, so you got to cut the ones who work for me. They are physically. I know they have a penis somewhere. They're men, but they look so skinny. They tucking. They're tucking. And they're using padding.
Okay. Yeah.
And they're little bony guys, and they look very feminine though. And fashion-wise, they're wearing the baggy pants that are like silk. They look like women, man. It's a trip. But they serve food. They're making drinks. The people here are very open-minded. So when my bakla goes up and to the female and to the to the couple, right, and she's serving them drinks, they don't go, "Ooh, I don't want you serving me," or nothing. They don't have that over here.
Yeah,
it's open and nice, and It's just a.
I would never treat somebody like that either. I don't care. My thing is, again, I don't care about that. Like, I'm not offended when I see somebody dressed as a girl. It's just like, I see you. Oh, you look cute or whatever. But I still know you're a man, and that's okay too. I don't look. I think it went too far. Is just my issue. Like, I didn't look at that no different as dressing up for Halloween, and maybe just for some people, dress up day and every day, and that's okay.
Halloween is every day. There you go.
Yeah, you know, and that's okay. But you're not gonna tell me that you're a woman. You're never, because the reality is you're never gonna have the experiences that I have had as a woman, ever. When I have health problems that are specific to a woman, you're not gonna tell me that you are experiencing that. Now, you may have health issues, but they're never gonna be the same as a woman. They're just not. I heard one of them say, because I had also brought up the point that the term fish being used in a derogatory or whatever, as a derogatory, and then I heard one of people say, well, when y'all menstruating, it don't smell good. How do you know that? You're not a woman, you don't know. And I have an issue with that, because as a woman, I do menstruate every month, and I don't have an odor issue. And that is, and see, comments like that really tick me off, because it's like, actually that's a myth. It's not normal for you to have an odor because you're menstruating. If you have an odor, whether you're menstruating or not menstruating, that is an internal issue with your pH balance, and you need to see a doctor. Because I menstruate every month, and I don't have an issue with odor.
Case by case basis.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I don't have an issue with odor. Now, if you're not changing your sanitary napkins and things of that proportion at the proper times, you can have an odor. But again, that's different. Or if you have an odor coming from outside of you, again, that is a pH balance problem. You can drink things, to get your pH balance back right, and things of that nature. But no, that's not normal. That's not normal. That's not a normal part. That's not a normal part of life. And for a man to say that, it's inappropriate. But you want me to call you a woman,
right? That's why check your DM. I just sent those 2 clips.
Because you're not going to sit there and tell me, and it's things like that, it's comments like that really tick me off, because you can't speak on a vagina because you do not have one, and you never will. Now, whatever it is that they making when they snip you up, I don't know, but that's not a vagina. Yep. And you're not going to tell me that it is. And you're not going to equate you not being able to have children to women that are unable to have children due to an issue within a woman's body. It's not the same.
No.
And that's my whole spiel. Just don't try to tell me. Don't try to tell me, if I look into the sky and I can clearly see that the sky is blue, and you come and tell me, no, I'm looking at the same sky as you, Dream, but the sky is red. And I don't have to go along with that. Okay, if that's what you see out your eyes, okay. But I see blue, and I'm going with blue. Do you see what I'm saying? That's the problem here. It's like forcing someone, when a little child says to you, I'm Spider-Man. Now, I can go ahead and be, okay, Spider-Man. I'll be like, okay, Spider-Man, go ahead. Do your thing. Now, Spider-Man, I know Spider-Man can jump off. Can you do that? Let me see. Can you climb up? You gonna climb up to the top of the building right now? And that baby probably going, I'm not that kind of Spider-Man. But I ain't going. But
I want to play Spider-Man.
My point is, while I can play along for a little bit with them, at some point we're gonna have to deal in reality, because I don't want you thinking that you can scale up the wall, baby.
Right, and mess around and hurt yourself.
Get
Right.
hurt yourself.
So at some point, we're gonna have to deal with reality, and that's all that I'm saying. Because it's getting to be too much over here.
It is, and I knew it was a lot, but I really didn't know how much until I got on that panel and saw how they were attacking us like that. That was just like, are you serious? Like I was just like, I know all these, but I was trying to be respectful because
Hold on, can you
I was
hold on? I
on,
think it's playing. Y'all can't hear it.
no, turn the volume up.
Everything I'll say this and then I'm gonna be quiet. I'll say this and then I'll be quiet. I'll say this and then I'll be quiet.
Yeah, it's the identity crisis.
Everything. Hey, this thing. I'll say this and then I'll be quiet. Everything starts with the feminine and ends with the feminine. Point blank, period. But you cannot ignore the men and that the baby. You're not gonna tell me that.
Okay, that was that.
Okay,
one.
that was the man right there.
With each other.
Well, let me say this. I want this to be very clear.
Is that a lie?
You're not gonna put that on me. I'm not
No.
walking this planet at all. I never will be.
So
I'm not ever being original. So don't put that bag on me. You say everybody else.
General. Okay.
Okay.
See how they were attacking us? Like, look how mad those were men, Dice.
Because
those were men.
Here's the thing, and let's be clear. You're not gonna sit up there and tell me not to tell you what you are, but then tell me what I am.
Exactly.
Absolutely not. And you're not gonna put a competition bag on me. I'm not in competition with a single solitary soul on this planet. I love you all. And just like I know, however I feel about myself and however you feel about yourself, you're entitled to that. But what you're not gonna do is throw a bag on me. And especially a competition one. Y'all know competition is not with me. It's just not. When I say that, I mean that. I've never been in competition with any other person on this planet. I've always been clear that there is one me. Only person I'm in competition with is me.
Thanks.
If another woman feel like she all that, she this, she that, the other, okay, do you, boo? If a man or whoever you feel like you this, you that, do you, boo? But you're not gonna force me to participate in it.
No.
You think I don't have people trying to tell me who and what I am every day of my life? I don't receive that.
Yep. But that's what we had to deal with, Dice. We had and I know you thought that those were women talking to us. No, those were the transgenders talking to us. Yeah, and they was all this but wait. But okay, honey, and all this and sweetie and it was just all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I saw that.
So it was just like that's the problem that I had with them. It's not even the problem that y'all don't want to be this or that. It's the problem that you're trying to force it on me. And I'm trying to tell you can't force nothing on me, and you still a man.
Yeah, because and that's the thing that really bothered me. Like saying that what was her name?
Queen Leah.
Okay,
Queen Leah, whatever her name. Whatever his name.
Leah. He was very aggressive and
very
trying to basically thinking that he was gonna put somebody in their place, and it's like, well, you get in your place, sir. You're not gonna tell me you're a whole man and you're mad talking about you're fighting for your existence. No, you exist as a man. And the fact that if you feel like you are a woman and you want to dress as a woman and you want to try to emulate women and all this, you're free to do that, sir, but you're still a man. Mm-hmm. And nothing about that's gonna change. And I still feel the same way that I felt at the beginning, that they need to come up with their creative asses, need to come up with a different term. Woman shouldn't be a part of it.
Exactly.
You're not a woman.
Exactly.
You're not a woman, sir. Sorry. Okay. You know, I feel very strongly about that. You don't do that. Don't do that kind of stuff. Like if y'all want to be respected, then be respectful. Don't sit there and think that you're gonna talk to me and you know, it's just like it's a certain way that a man should speak to me. You know what I mean? Just like I don't
Exactly.
deal with every man. If I know a man that displays feminine energy, and I mean these are straight men, because first of all, everybody has feminine energy. Everybody, man and woman, everybody has feminine energy, and everybody has masculine energy. So you're not going to sit there and try to intimidate me or call yourself, put me in a place, and you're not even being real with yourself. You're a man. Just say I'm a man. I admire women, and I like to wear women's clothes and makeup, and that's fine. We will all be fine with that. Nobody wants to attack them over that. That's what I wish they understood. That nobody wants to attack you at all. The issue is that you want to call me a cis woman, and I feel like everything it feels like as a woman, it feels like our space is being not only invaded but taken over, and I don't feel like that's okay, because I don't have a problem um I don't have a problem with trans women. I believe some of them are so beautiful. Like, even that's why I put who I put on the thumbnail. That is actually an actress that starred in a show called Pose. And let me make sure I say her name right. And you know, even though
You say his name.
his well, yeah. And they're still, and it's still like, even though, and it's like, here's the thing, because I don't even have a problem really like calling them her or she or whatever, but you're not gonna force me to do that. I can know that you are a man, and it'd be like, okay, well, that's Kaylee or that's Heather, because that's what they, and that's fine, right? But I still know that Kaylee or Heather is a man, and nothing changes that.
Well, I'm not gonna call Kaylee or man.
Name, they hold on. Let me see here. Can we share this tab?
What's that?
Michaela J. Rodriguez, and
that's Michael.
formerly known as MJ Rodriguez. And yeah, and at the end of the day, like, beautiful. I'm not knocking out or taking nothing away from that. Does his thing, right? But it's still a man. I can appreciate the art. I can appreciate the work of that person. I can appreciate that and still know that that's a man. Beautiful one, right? But it's still a man. And I think that that's the problem over here in this country. Like, you're still a man. And that's just it. Come up with a different word. Y'all want to be called. You want to be, if you want everyone to just acknowledge you as something, come up with a different word than woman, because that's not. It's not.
And I don't know who and how this thing started with this word bakla that's so soft and easy. Well, softball. It's accepted by everybody and no one's offended by it. That's cool. They got a beautiful thing going on over here.
Sound like they do.
Yeah.
But over here, it's a hot mess.
Yes. That is too bad. I know when I went to Vietnam, when I went to Thailand, they got this thing called Ladyboy.
Ladyboy?
And nobody gets angry about that, and nobody. It's all good to them. Yeah. People working at the bank, working at the store, no drama. Nobody getting angry at nobody.
Well,
but they got the bathrooms. They got the bathrooms squared away though.
just hopefully we all come, you know, to a place of love, because it's like I don't have yeah, I don't have any like problem with everybody. I just think that like, yeah, but I think like it goes too far when it's like you're trying to force people to say that you are a woman when
And
you are a man.
and there's a couple of tension points, such as the dressing room and the bathroom.
Right.
They got to address that,
Right.
and maybe have
the trans bathroom,
the trans, and then you have the
In the
ladies and
trans
men. So
dressing
we
room.
might have to three. We might have to have three from now on.
Well, that's where they were, and here in Texas, that's where some of the they do have it here in Texas. Some of the restrooms there is and they have the little sign. They have their own little symbol on the doors and stuff too. So they have the women, the ladies, and then there is for them. So, but that's not everywhere. It's only certain.
Okay, I was gonna say, Sin, is it just those specific places, or is it an actual an actual state law?
No.
Once they do it, an actual law and make it mandatory, it makes everybody relax now. It's smooth.
But see, it was going to go on as they say, the docket to vote on in one of the suburbs, but it was got in an uproar because again they was trying it out, and it was at the school, and the kids was coming back. They were telling their parents like, "Hey, mom, such and such went in the bathroom," and then the parents like, "Wait, that's a boy." Then, well, he dressed like. So the parents all went up to the school. It was all on the news and everything. So they saw where no, that's not gonna work. So they ended up. I don't even think they ended up putting that on the docket after that. So I didn't. Hadn't heard anything about it as far as them putting it. I know that was out with the schools at that point because all the parents came forth. But as far as it going to the adult world of it, yes, there are certain places that you can go that does have the transgender bathroom.
I would think that would work.
I would think so too. Let them go. Let them have their own restroom. Let them have their own dressing room. Let them have that, and whatever makes them feel happy, but just don't invade my space. Just don't, be over here to I'll take your man. Yeah, that's what they was over there telling me. They was over there telling me, I'll take your man. I want to tell her good luck with that, baby, because I'm single right now. I don't have a man, and my husband is 6 feet under. Good luck with taking him.
Well, I mean, I again, and to that, it's like that's not a reality either, because a straight man
can't be taken, and that's what I'm trying to tell.
They can be taken because they like vagina, and it happens.
I'm talking about a straight man can't take a gay man can't take a straight man.
No, you cannot. They cannot. That is that. Now, I believe that everything is possible, but that is impossible.
That is impossible because if he's a straight man, he cannot be taken by a gay man, or he himself is gay already, and he was already gay. That's not something that you come into, and that's another conversation because people think that that's something that comes in overnight. Or no, that's something that you figured that out at a young age that you wanted to be this way. Just like earlier, I heard somebody brought up the fact of how little boys they may have put on their mama's shoes, high heel shoes, or their dresses. No, no straight boys ain't out here putting on their mama high heel shoes and dresses. Because
not as grown men, but as little boys. Yeah, they did. We used to play we played like that all the time when I was a kid.
I know I'm saying, but those were the ones that grew up to be the transgenders. And the ones that I've seen, they ended up being the ones that being a transgender. I've not seen a straight little boy put on a dress and some shoes, and he grew up to be a straight man. Now I haven't seen it.
I do, and I have family members, and they're straight, But when we were little kids, we did stupid stuff like that. We would dress them, we would put lipstick on them, steal the grandma and mom's wigs them and put them on them. And we were just kids having fun. And there was nothing wrong with that. It was no different than playing dress up with anything else. And I think that for some people that just went too far and they really wanted to, and those are the people that grew up to be trans. But I don't know. I think that there are straight men that played like that when they were kids, especially if there was an abundance of girl cousins. But we played like that and it was fun. So we did, it was no different from my perspective. When we were younger, it was no different than sometime when we played school and somebody was the principal and somebody was the teacher and everybody else had to be the pupils. And sometimes we played dress up and we would dress them up with the lipstick because it was funny and it was fun, and nothing is going to take away from that either, because sometimes it is fun seeing men dress up and imitate women. That was funny and fun. And I think that, like, I didn't see a problem with that. And I, like, even now when I see little boys, I think it's a problem if a little boy does that and then then they always want to be dressing like a girl. I think that's completely different than you just having playtime sometimes. I used to dress
different when he wants to always hold up now. When you always hold up now when he says he always wants to play like that. He might.
No, I'm saying that's the difference. Like, I'm saying, like, that would be different. But exactly. But there were, so I'm just saying, like, there were times when that happened and it was just fun. But like a little boy, now that's different. If a little boy wants to always wear heels, or he wants to wear, you go to the store and you like pick out a little outfit to get, and he wants to get the girl stuff. I think now that's different. And I think those boys grow up to be the trans women, but I don't think that that's true for every little boy that played in high heels and stuff like that. I think it was just good stuff. I grew up in a time where you seen we had in Living Color, you had characters like Wanda and stuff like that, and it was funny to see that kind of stuff was just funny. It wasn't that, oh, he wants to be a woman. It was just like joke, and they were making fun of the women that they grew up around, the grandma and the aunts and stuff. And it was just funny because that's all it was, just funny. And I think that
those were called initiations for them, but that's another story. But go ahead.
Yeah. And I know that's a whole different. But my point is, back then it was just, it was just funny. It wasn't like I didn't think that. I just would think like, oh, this is funny. They just making fun of the women that they know, or type of thing. But I think that's completely different than what they do to children now. Like, I have seen videos where basically it looks like these parents are grooming the children to be a part of, the LGBTQ community type of thing.
Yeah, and I've seen them too.
Yeah, and so I think that's completely different. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I've dressed up as a man for Halloweens and certain things like that. It might have been a male character that I wanted to be that year or something. Did that mean that I wanted to be a man? Did I grow up and be like, oh, I'm a man? No, you know what I mean? I was just a kid and I liked that character and I thought it was funny or fun to dress up as a man. That's it. Like, I think that's what's ruining our world now, that some stuff just goes too far. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I don't think that's the thing.
Around about the time when they had that movie White Chicks or something like that, which was a very funny movie, by the way. But they tried to get Dave Chappelle to do a couple of skits on his show wearing a dress, and he said hell no.
Yeah, but he still ended up in a dress too.
What? He said I'm going to Africa. He took off.
when he quit his show. But hold on, because it was some.
What was it? 50 million? Man, I would have took that 50 million. Man, he's like, no, I'm out.
Let me see.
He did not want to take that $50 million. He took off. It'll be funny, Dave. Just put the dress on. He was like, nah, man, I'm not putting the dress on. I'm going to Africa. I'm out. But yeah, I was trying to get my buddy to join, but hear the conversation. He's out here with me. But I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, but and I think this is some stuff just goes too far, but it's okay. It's just like hello.
Well, that's
Hello.
Weird. Hey,
I'm
Will,
a
what's going
Filipino
on?
booty inspector, but okay. Well,
She's just joking. He ain't doing that.
How you
Will's
doing?
like,
You got something you would like to share with us?
no, I just told him to pop on. I want to talk with him for a minute. So, because Will, he just got here like what, 5 months ago, 6 months ago.
It's been 8 now.
Wow, time flies. 8 months already. But Will, he goes to my pub sometimes. And hey, Will, I wanted to ask you a question because hey, you see those bachelors that I have working there? Dude, they're not like pushy or nothing, huh? They kind of like they're just doing their own thing. They just bachelors, right? They're not flamboyant. They don't be pinching you and acting like Wanda from there. They doing their own thing.
No, they don't. Most of the time, you wouldn't even know unless you was really trying to pay attention to it, because they don't put themselves out there like that.
They don't. And they're like the hardest working people there, ain't they?
They really are. They really are.
So, are you straight?
Yes.
Have you ever been attracted to any of them?
Nope.
Have you ever found yourself ever attracted to a transsexual that maybe they would look like a woman and you didn't know?
No, ma'am.
Okay. As a straight man, do you believe that you could be with a trans woman and still be straight?
I don't think so.
Exactly.
And again, I'm not one to try to mess with any of them. So there's quite a few. There's a bunch of people that do, but not this guy.
So how do you address them? Do you address them as a woman? Do you say she, or do you say her, or do you say man or him, or do you address them as still a man?
I mean, usually when I see him, it's in passing. Like I'm in a car, but like at the pub, I just call them by their name.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't get all caught up in the they, them, and all of that crazy pronoun crap. I just call them by their name. If I don't know their name, I say, excuse me. If they're dressed like a woman, then I would address them as a woman. If they're dressed like a dude, then I'll say, yo,
give me a beer.
Exactly.
That's what you usually do. We're just sitting there chit chatting. Hey, give me a beer, and they run and go get the beer. I mean, they're real nice people. And then you got the two.
It's too much over here, and I just think that
is.
I think just lead with your name and don't worry about that. You can't. And I mean, if somebody wants to call you she or her, but like if I'm calling a man by a female pronoun, I don't mean that in a respectful way at all. Like if I'm calling a man a she, if I'm referring to a man as she or girl, I don't mean that respectfully.
Right.
So like that's my thing. Like it's like, yeah, you were saying that, but it's like, yeah, I could, but you probably not taking it that, if that's more disrespectful, you should just lead with your name. Your name is whatever, and we go that route, because even if I'm calling a man by she, or cis or anything like that. That's not I don't mean that in a positive.
And then people in the States, they actually get really high strung and upset about them daggone pronouns. It's
Yeah,
like it's
that's
They
what
do.
it's all about.
That's
That's what
what the
this is
whole
all about.
topic was about. Yep.
I
They
don't
got
understand.
so offended. They were offended because they feel like women do not address the transgenders as a woman, and they want their respect.
It's too bad. I think they're trying too hard because over here they don't even focus on it. It's just it is what it is, right? You know, some people. Also, we didn't talk about the category, but at the pub, what do we got? Well, Kate and Jem, what are they? Tomboys.
Kate and Jim tomboys.
Both of
So they're basically, and again, they're cool as heck ever. You know, you can tomboys. We all know what how to spot a tomboy. That's pretty easy. I don't have to explain it. But again, they don't get caught up in this pronoun stuff,
No.
and I just call them by their name. If I see them, like, hey Kate, hey Jim, what's up? That's just
Hey, and,
like,
and
hey,
Jem,
what's going on? You want a beer? I'm like, sure.
hey, you gotta give Jem some props because Jem's girlfriend is fine as hell.
Ooh. Wait, oh my God.
Joy. Yeah.
Oh
Joy.
my God.
Yeah. So wow. You know. Anyway, that's what it's cool over here. And I'm just, we're always we're over here for a little bit. And we're looking to get back to the United States, but they gotta calm down on the wacky stuff before we come on back.
Well, y'all might well stay where y'all at because it ain't gonna be comfortable.
It'll be about 5 years. It's got to calm down.
We trying to get we might need to come to the Philippines and to where it's calm and get out of all the chaos.
Man, it's 56 right now. 56 pesos to the dollar.
Well, I stay where I'm at.
Nah, the economy is very good for the American dollar. The US dollar is
Yeah, I know.
very, very powerful around the world. More powerful over here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's nice. And not just the Philippines. Malaysia's real nice. Singapore is a nice little spot. We go visit sometime. Of course, Vietnam and Thailand, but they're kind of commercial. Too much commercial stuff over there. But some of the off the beaten path places is Indonesia. Yeah, really nice. And then the other one is Cambodia. Yo, Cambodia, the economy is so busted in Cambodia. When you buy something, you give them money. That you have to use US dollars. They won't take Cambodian money.
Oh wow.
So yeah. So when in the brochure they told us to take $100 bills. So we took like 600.
Wow.
Yeah, like a strip club. We took like 600 ones, 300 ones a piece. Me and the wife. So when you go places, everything is $1.50, $1.20, $1 something, right? And you give them the money, the $2, and they give you back change in Cambodian money. Then when you go to the next place to buy something, oh, I like that T-shirt, I want to buy that. They're like, okay, that'll be $1.40. Okay, here you go. Let me give you some Cambodian money, and what's left over, I'll give you US dollar. Whoa, sorry, we don't take Cambodian money. That's how bad it is. They don't take their own money.
That's crazy. So I would be like, then if I'm giving you my US dollars, don't give me back out no Cambodian money back and change then if you know I can't spend it anywhere else. That's almost like giving me some counterfeit money at this point.
Yeah,
I done gave you some real money, you give me some counterfeit money back.
And I can't get rid of it, you know what I'm saying?
And I can't get rid of it.
That's crazy.
You gave real money. You gave real money. They gave you some monopoly money back.
Right.
Exactly. And oh, by the way, they got their lady boys too. All these Asian countries, they all got them, man. They got them working. And in Thailand, there is no male female and then the trans bathroom in Thailand. I told that's the one that it's straight up unisex. There is no gender bathroom.
Yep. If a man walks in, gotta use the bathroom, and a woman walks in 2 seconds later, gotta use the bathroom. Hey, y'all just in the bathroom together.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You transition point near the sink, and women go to the little boxes, little square thing, and men peeing up against the wall, and everybody meet back up to wash hands, and hey, let's go out and drink a beer.
Oh wow.
But see, over here, you know what? It's so much that women are assaulted.
Yeah.
That's like it's just such a huge
Problem. That's
a
problem.
Yeah, like I'm not engaging with like random men. You know what I'm saying? Or when if I go out in public, I'm not just engaging with random men. Like
In the bathroom.
I'm not gonna be comfortable with a man being in the bathroom with me because I don't know.
Wow.
He could be a great guy, or he could be a horrible guy, and I don't know, and I won't find out until something happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's but I mean, I guess once our world gets to a place of actual love, it could be comfortable. You could feel safe going into the bathroom with random men, and it's like feeling like, oh well, I don't have to worry about them. But yeah, the climate of these United States is not that right now.
Too bad, because
I blame social media and these so-called influencers on social media. That's what brought down the societal thing in the US, because over the past, I'd say 3 years leading up to the pandemic, it has been nothing but going downhill.
Oh, man.
And the pandemic happened, and everybody was stuck inside. And now that the pandemic's over, it's like they're back, like they got something. It has gotten out of control.
I'm gonna and when we talk again, we can get more deep into this. But I wanted to share something with you guys, and then you can probably watch it for the next couple of weeks, and then we get to talk again. We can talk more deeper about it. Are you ready for this? Over here, there's a. I'm sorry, you getting ready to show something?
No, I was just showing that. Go ahead.
There's a guy over here.
Just showing y'all what we dealing with over here.
Wow. Well, let me show you what we're dealing with over here. There's a guy named Tom Young Lin Chong. His name is Tom, right? And he's a black guy.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay. His name is Tom Young Lin Chong, and he's a black guy. Now, he has a Filipino girl. I don't think that's his girlfriend, because he always tells it, this is not my girlfriend. And he has this little YouTube channel just starting out. It's doing pretty good. And the one girl that's on there the most is, he calls her the Filipino Oprah.
Oh wow. Okay.
And she does all the interviews for him with the baklas, with the lady boys.
Oh.
And so she does the lady boys. Another Filipino girl, she does the cooking and partying, and so I'm saying he's building a little channel with these people. And his content is a little bit too raw, because he says the N-word about every 15 seconds.
He says the N-word the way people from Vietnam used to drop the F-bomb.
I mean, he says it so much. It's just, anyway, so he's always saying the N-word, and he's always saying, I don't care what those N-word guys say. I'm straight. I don't mess with baklas, but that's, the analytics. My channel is doing better because the Ladyboy interviews get a lot of views. So he said, what's the thing he said, you got to go with the path of least resistance. I mean, that's where his views are. So he says, I got a lot of interviews over there of these lady boys with Oprah and the other. Anyway, You got to check out Tom Yumlin show. Just if anything, just it's
for a laugh.
entertainment. It's entertainment. It'll make you laugh.
Y'all gonna have to drop the link so we in the comments so we can.
I did it. I did
link.
it. I didn't want to do it I didn't want to do it on your platform because it's not. He's an N-word guy and he's kind of raw and he's always It's very raw. Okay.
He black though, right?
He's black and beautiful. So, but I put it in the private so you can.
Okay.
But I don't want to put it in on your thing because he's something else. He is something else. So he's right down here with us. He's right around the corner. He lives like right around the corner. We see him downtown all the time, walking around with his vlogger stuff, with his entourage of Filipino girls, and he actually goes up to the Filipino girls in some of his latest interviews that are selling like prostitutes, and he'll walk up to them and ask them what happened, and they'll talk about the economy went bad because of what happened with the pandemic, and he's asking them, why didn't you go back? And it's starting to end now, so why didn't you go back into the club and work inside the club? And the girls straight up told him, we were forced out here, and the money is so good out here, it's 4 times as much. They make more money. So they were like, why were we going to go back to sit in the club and wait for some guy to walk in there to make a couple of money on some drinks when I can make all this money out here? I was like, wow. So he's out there raw, very raw, that he would walk up to these girls.
Okay, I see the lady boys, so I can see what you're saying, that they look
they're very good looking out here, man. Now, and by the way, the ones that work for me look way better than what he has on that show. So I don't know what that's all about. So he's out there talking to them and interviewing them on the couch, whatever. But he calls it the Arsenio couch. Come sit here on the Arsenio couch. Let me talk to you. And he starts talking to them, and and they pour it all out there. They tell him every damn thing it's rated R plus or something, So
well, I can see, because it doesn't look like, I can see like they just have like more small natural breast, but booty.
But check this out though. It's not a lot of surgery out here, so I don't know why they look the way they do.
They're using the hormones, and whatever hormones they're taking out here, it works because there's a lot of them running around, and if you're not careful, you will be talking to one and not know it.
Yeah.
So how would you feel? So as a straight man, how would you feel? Though if that happened, like you didn't know, or you feel like you always know.
But you can break contact and go, oh well, hey, how you doing? You can break contact. You don't have to. Well, I'm gonna tell you what happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened 7 years ago. Okay, you don't have to kill him. I mean, this guy, there was a Marine here named Scott. Last name was Scott. And Corporal Scott went all the way to the hotel room drunk as hell, didn't know what was going on, and got very upset and choked the Bakla out.
See, that's what they do here in the United States.
And even worse. And that's my thing. Yeah, because it's like at the end of the day, here's the thing. You can feel like you can take a straight man, but then how do you react when that man is straight and it's not the
it's
same
not for
thing.
him, and that's not what he wants. And so of course he's gonna be angry. See, over here, that's why it's different in the United States. They don't play those types of games here. If they happen to be tipsy and they get a little too drunk and happen to that happened to them, and then they find out you're a man, there's gonna be some consequences. Like on the spot. They don't play that. That's just like going and meeting somebody, just like, remember on that movie Obsession, and how she was with that man, and what's it, Obsession or Confession, or one of them, and come to find out he had HIV. He had HIV, and he didn't even tell her. Wow. It's the same thing.
There was a
Okay.
couple of girls in Florida some years back that was they ended up getting arrested because there was these two girls that was going around sleeping with a bunch of men. They both was HIV positive, and they did it for a while, and then come to find out, a lot of these men started going to the doctors and found out that they had it, and then they just, the health department, obviously they started putting this together. They're like, okay, there's been an uptick in this. What's going on? So they started asking the men questions, and it turned out that these two girls was the ones that was doing it, and they found them and arrested them for it.
Very
I forgot what the charge was. I think it was like attempted murder or something crazy.
Wow, very irresponsible. And they also got a trend out here that you might want to do a topic on one of these days, ladies. Tom Young Lin Chon is very very pushy on this topic right now of expat bros, the black guys passport bros, the black guys that kind of give up on the sisters and leave the United States and come to Asia because it's less argument, and these girls, they ain't got no money out there, families all broke or whatever, so it's easy for them to, hey, I'll link up with this guy, he's got a pension, we're going to chill out and forget about what happened back in the United States with your argument or whatever, your ex-wife, whatever happened. And Tom Young John, he hates expat bros. He goes, I'm out here, but I ain't no damn expat bro, passport bro. And he's got a bunch of videos on that.
Wow, sounds like a insecure person to me.
He what was he doing? He was a home box office. What was he before? Something.
Hood box office.
Hood box. Before, when he was in the United States, he had something to do with hood box office and something to do with rap music. And then he took his little money royalties, moved out here, and he's chilling. What's that? Well,
also, there was an interview he did recently with Hood Box Office. It's a YouTube channel.
Yeah, and his nickname, I guess back then, was the Dope Man, right?
Yep, the Dope Man. Now, the recent one, they was up here talking, and they was promoting some porn website or whatever. So
yeah, something he was doing. But yeah, man, he's all over the place. He's doing Patreon, porn website, Hood Box Office. Dope Man used to be some kind of rapper with some group on the West Coast, and now he's out here doing this.
Well, he got his hustle game going.
And then but he dressed like my son when he was in high school. My son's a grown man now, but he still dressed like my son did when he was 12. He's got the gear on, always a jersey of some basketball team, the hat tipped to the side like rap school, and I don't know. He's got the sneakers and stuff, but he's not grown up, seemed like, yet. But it worked for what he wants to do, his little agenda thing for what he's doing on his channel. And if you watch it, a little bit of it, one day we got to get back together and talk about some of his topics. He's out there walking around on the street, talking to prostitutes, talking to lady boys, talking to even men that are like, hey, I was a construction worker, now I'm doing this and that. And here's another big topic. Now, I addressed this topic a long time ago, but on a lighter scale. Tom Young addressed it just the other day. So you and your husband are married, and your husband put you out here? And she's like, yeah, he's put me out here, and I'm working money, and then I'll go back home. Now, how hard does it have to be? How hard does your life have to be for your man? And this is not pimping like he's got a bunch of girls. He's just got you. And your husband go, okay, we're broke. I want you to sit on the corner and sell yourself. Wow, that's got to be bad, huh?
Yep. And in one of the interviews, one of the girls said that her husband was home and he didn't even know she was there.
Yeah, I saw the one who she had the coat over her mouth. I was like, he can still hear your voice. He gonna know who you are if he sees YouTube. Come on, man. Come on. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. She was happy though. She was like, look, and I guess 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 80 bucks. She was like, I can make 4,000 pesos. And then he was like, okay. So that's a lot. She goes, hell yeah, it's a hell of a lot more money than I was making when I was in the club. And he was like, oh, okay. And then she said, and I can do it 3 times a day. And he was like, it was a funny interview because he was like, okay, damn, you know, go get it, girl.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man. But it is, it's life, man. You know, reality sets in when you see some of the stuff on the street like that. Some of the raw interviews he's doing, talking to these people, as opposed to somebody had that traditional job. She's in a department store. She's working a 9 to 5, showing up and punching the clock. And he's talking to these people that are out on the street. I call it the track, the racetrack. He coined it. What did he say the other day? Well, he changed the name. He called it, this is the
jungle.
Well, say it again.
He called it the jungle.
Yeah, he said, welcome to the jungle. These girls are out here on the jungle. I was like, what? He said, that's what I'm calling it. It's the jungle. They're out here making things happen and working as a team because the group of girls he's talking to is like 4 or 5. And he said, you know, sir, not one at a time. We all stand here together. If a customer wants to get one of us, he can take us, but we're not going to stand out here alone. It's like, wow, they came up with their own little system. But he's really got a lot of videos on. And go to his first video. His very first video, I'll pull it up. His very first video, he came over here and he was getting a haircut. And the person cutting his hair was a bakla or something like that. He was in it. She asked him maybe 10 times while he was interviewing her. He said, this is my first interview. She goes, mm-hmm. He was asking her, well, what do you think about sex and how you like this, how you like that? And she goes, well, I do this and I do that. I like this. I don't like that. I like you. And he was like, okay. Yeah. But anyway, she asked him like 10 times, do you want to go? Let's go. Let's leave. I like you. You don't like me? Let's go. And he just kept laughing about it, going, no, I don't think so. So how long you been doing this? Stuff like that. That was his first interview, talking to a lady boy. And he stuck with that forever. Look at his first one. Oh man, that was a long time ago. That was like 3 years ago. Yeah, his first interview was with that bakla in the salon, in the beauty salon. Look at all these interviews on the couch. But he's smoking his cigar, dressing like little kid clothes, and talking to these baklas.
Well,
and his only bad thing is that his audio is not that good sometimes, and he gets angry. Yeah, his audio goes in and out, and he rubs it against his chin because he's using the thing, right? He's got the big fake gold chain, so the microphone is rubbing against his beard and it's going.
Oh wow!
Yeah, come on, dude, work it out. And then the second thing is when he talks to them, he kind of gets mad at them. Oh, here's the first interview when he was with this bakla. He gets angry at them. Okay, you're talking to somebody and you're creating content, right? You ask me a question. Okay, I ask you a question. I say, hey, Dream, what kind of cake do you like? And you'll say, well, I like strawberry cake with white icing. And he'll be like, oh, come on. Oh. I mean, that's your answer. Don't get mad at the person. He gets whatever they say.
That's the same thing happened on the panel with me earlier. Did a dream, and I was like, I was just stressing my opinion. Why everybody jumped out my throat? Why are you getting mad at me? Because I'm just saying what I feel.
Come on, oh man, oh. I was like, oh man, dude. And then the person might not give you a good answer later on. They're kind of scared that you kind of getting loud and whatnot. And I met him before, okay? Tom Yan is a big brother. He's a big guy. This is not no little guy. And Asian people are over here, like real small. So that person came in to sit down with you to open their heart up for you on this interview, and you ask them a question, they tell you the answer, and you go, "No, come on, no, that's bullshit." You know, check out some of his stuff. It's funny, man. It's funny, but then that's what makes it funny, though.
Yeah.
But then he does it with the other Filipinos that transition, that translate some things that cannot be translated, and they kind of smooth it over and make it good and say it's okay. I'm thinking they're saying it's okay. Don't worry, it's just because it'll scare you. Look at that. Okay, that interview. Put that one up. That's his first interview with the Bakla at the salon when he first got here, and I don't know how to do that.
Well, I enjoyed this conversation, and I'm glad that we were able to have it. I'll be glad when they just I guess one day we'll get to where you guys are, where we'll be okay with. I don't know. As a woman, I don't know that I'm gonna not refer to a man as a man and a woman as a woman. I don't mind them dressing or doing or whatever, but it's like, yeah, I'm not participating in that insanity. You know, like and not in the way I say that with love, but you are a man. You are a man, just like I'm a woman.
I had to pull this thing out my ear so she could hear better. But I'm gonna tell you, come here, baby. Tell she has a funny way of doing it. Come here, baby.
They don't.
Tell them what you always say about those guys. First of all, she always usually says that there are a lot. I mean, there are a lot of lady boys here. I mean, Baklas here. I mean, a lot of them. Okay. I mean, they're standing on the street, on the corners, everywhere. Because this is a red light district and a drinking district and a walking street where you can't even drive the car and everything. There's a lot of bars, right?
And anyway, I'm glad they live in their best life, but it's still a man.
But check this out, though. What she was saying is she always says supply and demand. Mm-hmm. If somebody wasn't taking these dudes to the hotel, they wouldn't be standing out there on the corner. There's hundreds of them standing on all these different corners in this district. And there's
no problem. There's no problem with that. But they have an audience because there are gay men that want to engage with them.
Exactly.
That is okay. That's what they're doing in the bedroom or the hotel or in the alley or wherever they doing in the car, whatever they doing. That's fine. But it's still a man. And that man that is engaging with them is still a gay man. That's
right.
It.
And I will tell you on the scale of 1 to 100, there's like a 1% of black guys that are coming over here and taking the supply for that demand. It's mostly Australians, Canadians, UK. Who else?
Europeans,
Germans, Belgian guys. All of these guys here are all Caucasian white guys from these countries from Europe, and they walking around with 2 and 3 of them. Going to the club, they walking down the street happy as hell.
And they taking good care of them too.
Tell her what you always say, guys. In my video,
if you like that,
yeah.
If you want the sexy dude, just come over here in the Philippines.
Sexy. She calls them sexy dudes.
They are sexy,
but they're dudes. But they are.
The muscle is huge.
Muscle arms and shit, but they're sexy. They're dudes.
They are sexy. They are sexy.
You say man, I call them dudes. They're straight up dudes, and you cannot get away from saying that you're a dude. You're a dude. Be honest.
Yeah.
Don't say
they're boys.
They're boys. They're dudes, but they don't hide it here. They don't. They're straight up. It's open. Everybody's friendly. You'll see a guy, Australian guy, right? Australian guy got 2 Filipino girls. 2 girls that are regular girls, and then he'll have 1 bakla, and they'll all be walking together, and then he's got his little entourage.
and that's it's all of that's okay. But see, something that you said when you said these are Australian men, you European men, and that's part of the agenda over here. That's the whole thing. So I don't have a problem with anybody doing what they do, right? But it's still a man, and that's just it's still gay. It's not, there's nothing that's gonna change that. And nobody, and my thing is with love to everybody is that, like, I don't have a problem with that. You're just not gonna force me to say that
you're a woman.
Man is a woman. That's it. Like I don't have a problem. There's no hate. You could be beautiful, not beautiful, whatever you want to paint yourself as, but you're just still never going to be a woman. That's it.
I concur.
That's it. And you're not going to tell me that a straight man is attracted to trans women at all. And you're not going to tell me that women are in competition or want to be trans men, because we don't. And we don't hate you or anything like that. I love you the same as everyone else, because you are the same as everyone else. You just are. It's just you're a man. You're just not going to force me to say that you are a woman when you are not. And you're never going to have the experiences that a woman has. And you're not going to tell me that your plight or whatever is the same as me being Black in America. That's also not the same. And it's also not true.
There you go.
And I take that with love. This was an awesome conversation. Thank you all for joining me.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you for letting us come on here, and because you're staying late up there in the United States. I'm sorry to keep you. Because
don't even worry about me, because I'm coming back for a way messier live.
Yeah, we got some messy stuff to get into.
I'm coming back for a way messier live. What they say, the women be fighting. Yeah,
count me in. And I'd love to just listen to it. So me and Will will listen to it. Hey, it's 10:30 in the morning here, so we're gonna get up, link up, and get up and get out, and I'll link up with Will. So it's morning time here. We just waking up.
All right, see, it's just 8:30.
Early.
It's at night here.
It's 8:30 where it's sent in, and it's 9:30 where I am.
Okay.
So but we're not worried about time. I got a whole nother live to do, but this was a great live. I enjoyed y'all. I appreciate you guys.
Yes, y'all come back, Dyson, your wife. Yeah, I enjoyed y'all, and also Will, the booty inspector.
Yes.
Yes, make sure you guys subscribe to me and click the notification bell. Everybody, please make sure you subscribe to me. Make sure that if you came in, you hit the like button for me.
I did that on all on the black bell, but Sin, I can't find you.
Sin Said It podcast.
Yeah, I couldn't find it while we were talking. Sorry.
I'll drop my link in the back chat.
Oh, private chat.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it'd be easier for me to grab it before you get off here. But this was
I appreciate y'all. It was a wonderful, much needed conversation. And everybody, make sure y'all come back, because it's gonna be a messy Sunday night. All right, love to everybody.
Peace.